Welcome to Well by Kate. Today we have a 30-minute full body Mat Pilates workout with the option to use the Pilates ring or a set of weights. As always, make sure you're doing what feels good for your body today. So make sure you're taking those breaks or those modifications when you need. Using the weights is optional today, and you can also substitute the Pilates ring for a weight or just leave it out of the movement. Let's begin seated on our mats. And take some nice deep breaths, getting centered, ready for movement today. Make sure that you're breathing in through your diaphragm so you feel your tummy expanding. From here, let's slowly start to roll our shoulders back through that full range of motion, releasing any tension. Beautiful. On this next one, let's switch directions and roll them forward just for a couple through that full range of motion and back to center. From here, follow me onto hands and knees, stacking your knees under your hips. We're going to do cat-cows for spine mobility. Push the belly button up to the ceiling and pull it down towards the floor. And again, arching up and pulling it down towards the floor, nice and slow. Warming up the spine here. And let's do one more. After this last one, take that right arm and reach high towards the ceiling, then bring it down and through, threading the needle, resting on your shoulder, and repeat that one more time, reaching high, and then reach down and underneath your chest to stretch out your back. We're gonna take this on the other side now, so take that left hand, reach nice and tall, and reach down and through to thread the needle, relaxing your weight onto that shoulder, and one more time. As we come back up from this, we're gonna come into a forearm plank, and we're gonna do plank rocks, rocking back and forth from our toes. Just a little movement here to warm up the abs, keep the core tight, glutes down. Last one's here, and let's move up onto a plank on our hands, then push back into down dog, stretching through the arms. Come back to plank and push into child's pose, stretching out the back and the shoulders. Relax here for a second. Let's transition back to that plank. Push up into down dog, and let's walk it out, alternate bending those knees to really feel that stretch through the backs of our calves. Last one here. Now let's place knees on the mat. Walk your hands towards your toes and slowly roll up to standing, reaching tall through the spine. We'll do two more of these for our hamstrings. Roll down, touch the floor, and slowly roll up and reach tall. One more. Slight bend in the knee, try to get a little lower this time. Deep breath at the bottom and roll to the top and reach. Next, arms to the sides. Let's take some circles, starting small and going wider. Beautiful job. We're gonna pause and go back in the opposite direction and do what I'm saying, not what I'm doing. I did the same direction twice here, but take it back in the opposite direction. Last one, and we're all done with the warm-up. Take a little break here if you need, but we're gonna move on to our backs to start a little circuit of core exercises. For all these movements, we wanna focus on our lower back being pressed into the ground to really engage our core. Let's start with the Pilates 100s. You're gonna bring your legs up to tabletop, straighten them out, curl up through your torso, reach forward through your arms, and we pulse. Breathing in and out on a count of 5. You can pull those knees into tabletop if this is feeling a little tough today. Keep pushing. Our core is engaged, our lower back is in the ground. We're curled up through the torso, pulsing, pulsing, almost to the end, and last one, relax, pull those knees in, take a deep breath here, little bit of a break. We'll go right into the next one, so bring those legs to tabletop. We're gonna do alternate leg drops. Take one leg down straight, bring it back to 90, move to that opposite side, drop that other leg. Keep the toe pointed, keep this movement nice and slow, and we go alternate sides, keeping your head rested on the mat, your arms rested on the mat, and your core engaged. Beautiful job. Keep going, keeping this movement slow and controlled. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Beautiful. Let's tuck those knees in, take a little break, rest our core and our back. We'll move into toe taps next. You can either do double toe taps, or a modification is to take that same tabletop position and just tap down alternating sides just like this. For the double toe tap, bring your toes and heels together in that clamshell position and we tap down and lift up. Tapping both toes at the same time and raising back to 90. Really focus on keeping the core engaged, your back pressed into the ground. If you feel your back lifting, place your hands under your hips and that can help. Last two. Last one. Beautiful. Now pull those knees in, take a little break. Rock it out side to side if that feels good. We'll move to single leg stretch. Grab one knee, pull it into your chest and straighten the other. Then let's switch sides. Pull one knee in as you straighten and switch sides, alternating, knee bent and leg straight. Keep going. Your torso is curled up. You're straightening that leg, slow and controlled. Little stretch through the hip flexor as you pull that knee in. Last two. And rest. Laying back on the mat, taking that deep breath. We're gonna move into our Pilates 100s to finish this off. Remember, lower back is pressed in the ground. Let's push those legs up. Curl the torso and pulse through the arms, breathing on a count of 5, in and out. Keep going. Push through to the end. You've got this. Keep breathing through the movement. It makes it feel easier. Last seconds, push through and rest. Beautiful job. That was tough. Take a little break here if you need. We're going to transition into a little bit of a glute progression. So if you have a Pilates ring, place your feet through the ring and place the softer handles on the outsides of your thighs. If you don't have a ring, you can just do this movement without pressing out and just do a normal glute bridge. Stack your feet under your knees. We're gonna just push up into a glute bridge. Once we get to the top, we'll press out against the ring, relax, and come back down. Again, press up through the hips, press out, relax, and down. Keep going, head is relaxed on the mat. Pushing up through the hips, really engaging those glutes, not arching the back. And again, if you don't have the ring, that's fine. Just do some normal glute bridges or place a weight on your hips if you want that extra challenge. Beautiful. On this last one, let's hold at the top. And we're gonna press out against that ring for 1 and 2 and hold. Beautiful. And then relax, and again, 1 and 2 and press out and hold. If you don't have a ring, just hold this glute bridge up here. Again, we press out for 1 and 2 and 3 and hold. 1, 2, 3 and hold. Almost done. Keep going. 1, press 2 and 3 and we hold. Beautiful job. Let's press up onto our toes and take little pulses down and up through the hips, pressing out against that ring. Again, if you don't have the ring, just come up onto your toes and do those pulses through that glute bridge. You've got it. Little movement through the hips. We're not going all the way down to the mat. We're just pulsing up and down. We're holding up on our toes, racing through the core. Almost done. Relax back down now. Take that ring off. We're gonna put it between our legs next. And we're gonna place our feet together in that clamshell position. This time as we press up through that glute bridge, we squeeze in, relax, and lower. So press up, squeeze in, relax, and lower. Again, if you don't have that hoop, you can just press up into that clamshell position and just draw your knees in and then relax and lower. Keep going. We're squeezing through the hips, engaging the core, working those hip flexors. On this next one, hold at the top and we pulse in, and hold. Beautiful job. Keep going. Again, you pulse in for 1 and 2 and 3, and then you hold. And again, pulse 1, 2, 3, and hold. We're squeezing in through the legs, and next let's start pulsing. We're still squeezing in on that ring, and we pulse up and down through the hips. Don't let our hips touch the mat. Raise through the core, still squeezing on that ring. Last one, and rest. We'll do a single leg sweep next. This can be modified by bending the knee into a 90 degrees. So straighten that right leg out. You're going to press up into that glute bridge through the left leg only, and we're sweeping the right leg up and down as we press the Pilates ring up and down. You can use a weight instead, so just hold one weight or both weights and press up and down doing that chest press. Let's begin now. Straighten that leg, press up into that glute bridge. We sweep up through the toe as we press up, and then we lower and lower through the arms. Beautiful job. Bend at 90 if you need. We have 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Let's switch to the other side now. Straighten that left leg, press up into that glute bridge, raise and lower, pressing the ring up as we sweep the leg up. Keep going. Beautiful job. 3 more. We sweep and press, sweep and press. Last one. Keep it strong and relax back down. Beautiful job. You can take a little break here and pause the video. We're gonna move into a V-sit progression using the Pilates ring or just your arms, or you can hold a single weight. Hold that ring out straight in front of you. Your feet are planted on the mat. We're gonna keep that ring pressed out to the front as we slowly curl back. If you'd like to use a weight, you can hold it just like this on either side, just using that one weight. I'd recommend something light. So grab that ring and let's roll back, slowly curling back as we engage the core, and then roll back to tall spine and repeat, curling back, sitting straight. We keep the ring or weight out to the front, engage the core as we curl back. On the next one, as we come up, we're gonna raise that ring or the weight straight over the head right here. Raise tall through the spine, then curl back. And again, raise tall, curl back. 3 more. Engaging that core. On the next one, we're gonna hold at the bottom. So on this last one, hold at the bottom in that V-sit, and we're gonna squeeze in and in and in on that hoop. If you're holding a weight, pulse up and down, little movements. Last one, and let's come back up, sitting straight. From here, you're gonna pull that ring into your chest as you twist to one side, reach back out to the front, and twist to the other. So twist to the side, pull the ring in, sit up, straight, and to the other side. So pull to your chest and twist, sit up, reach straight, pull your chest and twist. Keep going. You're kind of sitting back into that V-sit as you're twisting, engaging that core, and then you sit up for that little break in between, reaching forward with the weight or the hoop. Keep going. Last one, we reach forward. Now let's slowly roll all the way back down till we're lying on the mat. Feet are still planted, and we're going to reach tall, curling up through our torso, engaging that core as we reach with the weight or the Pilates ring. Let's begin now. Reaching up tall, we're not squeezing in on it, we're just using it to guide our body as we curl up, engaging that core. Keep pushing, we have 3 more. And 3, and 2, and last one. Let's relax back down and take a little break. Our next little set of exercises is going to be a progression using the weights, doing a little upper body. And again, if you don't feel like using the weights today or you want to drop them part way through, that's perfectly fine. Do what feels good for you. We are going to do RDLs on our knees. You might want to roll your mat in or use an extra pad to help your knees. Let's come up onto our knees, bring the weight into a curl position to the front. We're going to push out as we go back and pull in as we come up. So press into the RDL and push the weights out, up and curl in. Let's begin now. Doing that RDL, push the weights out and pull in. Keep going. We go down and out, up and in. Down and out, up and in. Keep going, slight bend in those elbows, pushing back through the hips, straight through the spine. At the top of our next one, bring those weights up to your shoulders. We're gonna press overhead, then sweep those weights down and back as we come into that RDL, then back overhead. So you're pressing up, then tricep extension as you press your hips back. Keep going. Press overhead, sweep all the way down and back into that RDL, and keep going. Two more. On this last one, hold at the bottom through that tricep extension, and we're gonna do little tricep kickbacks. Bending at the elbow, we kick back and back through those arms. I like to tuck my toes under here, and we're holding that RDL, hips back. Elbows aligned with your back and neutral spine. Last one. Now stand up straight, tall on those knees. Bring your arms out to the side, and we're gonna take flies here, pulsing through the shoulders. Have a slight bend in your elbow, thumbs are facing up to the ceiling, and we're pulsing. Push through, last couple seconds, and rest. Beautiful job, that was tough. Let's move down onto our sides, and we're gonna start our next little progression here doing some side planks. For the first one, either raise up into a clamshell side plank dip or just do a normal side plank dip. Elbows stacked under your shoulder, legs are stacked on top of each other with a slight bend at the knees. Let's begin now into those side plank dips. If you're doing that clamshell, you are pressing up as you press out through your knees and your hips. You've got it. Last one here. Now let's pick up one of the weights. I like to move up onto my hand. We're gonna hold a side plank. That top leg points out straight. We're gonna crunch knee to elbow and stretch. Knee to elbow and stretch. Crunch in through the abdominals. Hold strong through the shoulder with that weight. Holding that plank. Last two, crunch in, extend, crunch in, extend, and drop that weight. We'll take side leg raises. I'm gonna hold the plank, but you can come down to the mat if you'd like. Point the toe, lift through that same leg for some little side leg raises. On this last one, hold in the middle there, and let's pulse through that leg, still holding that plank. Little pulses through the hips. You've got it. We're almost done. And relax. That was tough. We're just gonna finish it off by doing the other side now. So make sure you've got your weight ready. We're gonna take those clamshell side plank dips on the forearm. And again, you can just do clamshells on the ground without the side plank, or you can do a side plank dip without the clamshell. And let's begin with these. Again, as we press up into the side plank, we open through those knees. Our toes and our feet are together. Really focus on pressing up through those hips, holding that plank nice and strong. Now coming up onto our hand to hold that higher plank, weight overhead, upper leg is straight and pointed. And we crunch knee to elbow and stretch, knee to elbow and stretch. Keep going, pointing through the toes, stretching long through the leg and the arm. Really brace through your shoulder. Just bring that weight as far over your head as feels comfortable. And drop the weight. We've got leg lifts. Hand on your hip and leg raise. Try to hold it in the plank if you can. Otherwise, come down onto that mat. And we're lifting through the hip flexors, through the sides of our thighs. Keep going. Last one, we pulse here. Hold through the middle and pulse. Little pulses, almost done. You've got it. And relax. Great job. Make sure you're grabbing some water here if you need it, taking a little break. Stretch out, roll out through your shoulders, whatever might feel a little sore. We're gonna move into a progression on hands and knees. So stacking your knees under your hips. We're gonna take our right leg, crunch in, kick back, hold, push down and up in a modified push-up. You can also do the leg kick, then bring the knee all the way down and do that push-up with both legs down if that feels more stable. So let's go. We crunch in, kick back, push down and up. These ones are tough. Keep going. You've got it. Crunching in, hold through the glutes, push down and up through the chest. We're still working those arms here. Last one. And bring both knees down. We're gonna take bird dog. Straighten that leg again, straighten the opposite arm, and we lift and lower, lift and lower. Opposite arm, opposite leg, squeeze through the shoulder and the glutes. Keep them nice and straight. Squeezing at the top and lowering down, point the toe and relax. Let's push back into child's pose here, taking a couple deep breaths. When you're ready, let's roll back up. We're gonna take a rainbow. So I'm gonna go down onto my left forearm, straighten that right leg again, and we tap up and down, side to side, drawing that rainbow with our toe. Try to keep your spine neutral, face and shoulders facing down to the ground. The movement should be through your glutes here. Keep it slow, lifting up and over as high as you can, really opening up those hips. On the last one, we're gonna kick back and hold out to the back and take a little hamstring curls here. Curl in through the foot. It can be flexed or pointed, whatever feels good. Keep doing these little curls. We're almost done. After the last one, we're gonna hold and we're gonna pulse here, squeezing through the glutes, little pulses. Keep going. Your leg is gonna be burning. Even that supporting one is working too. And relax, beautiful job. Let's sit back and roll out our wrists or our shoulders, whatever feels sore, and let's take it back to the other side. So again, we're going to crunch in with the left leg this time, kick back and hold, push down and up through the chest and the arms. Let's begin. So crunch in, kick back and hold, push down and up. And again, if you feel off balance, feel free to bring that knee all the way back to the ground before you do the push-up. We're working our glutes and our core and our chest. Let's take one more here. Beautiful. And let's move to those bird dogs. So extending the leg in the opposite arm, and we lift and lower. They stay in a nice straight line. Lift and lower, squeeze the glutes and the shoulders. Really engaging the core here, thinking about stability. Keep going, breathing in and out, and relax and push back into child's. Beautiful job. We're gonna come back up here, come down onto the right forearm, stick that left leg out, point the toe, and sweep up and over for those rainbows. The wider we tap, the more we open the hips, the harder it feels. So just do what feels good for you today. Doesn't have to be a whole lot of movement. Your leg doesn't have to move a lot. Just really focus on engaging those glutes. You've got it. And remember, on our last one, we're gonna hold out to the back and take those curls. So here it is, hold to the back and curl in through the hamstring, still holding through the glute. Beautiful job. Toe pointed or flexed. You've got it. Last one. And let's pulse. Almost done here. Little pulses through the glute. Push through, you got it. And relax. Beautiful job. Roll out those wrists. To begin our cool down, I'm gonna push back into a child's pose here. Just relaxing through the spine and breathing. We had a great workout today. Push forward now into seal or cobra, stretching through your abs. Relaxing that core that we just worked, face to the ceiling. Beautiful. Now, when you're ready, let's move on to our backs to do a little bit of stretching for our legs and our hip flexors. So take one knee and pull it into the chest as the other leg relaxes on the mat, and we'll just hold this here for a couple seconds. Now take that same leg and we're gonna slowly straighten it up to the ceiling. We're still pulling in through that hamstring, really stretching it out, and we hold. We'll move to a glute stretch next. So when you're ready, place that other foot on the mat, lay the ankle across the opposite knee, reach through and pull in towards your chest. If you feel this stretch without lifting that knee off the mat, just leave it right there, that is fine. And we hold this for a couple more seconds, really feeling that good stretch, and relax. Now take that opposite knee and pull it into your chest for that hip flexor stretch, holding it there for just a couple seconds. And again, we take that leg, straighten it to the ceiling, still pulling in on the hamstring, really stretching out that leg. And as we stay here, we should be feeling our heart rate and our breathing slowly coming down. Now let's move into that hip flexor and glute stretch. Ankle on the knee, reach and pull through, holding here. Really feel that in our outer glutes. We worked them a lot today. Holding for a couple more seconds here. Relaxing into the stretch. Now bring both legs down to the mat. We'll take one side first, bend that knee at 90 degrees, and pull that leg all the way over across your body as your chest still faces up to the ceiling and your arm is stretched across the floor. You can straighten that leg for a little bit of an extra stretch, and we just stay here. This is a good spine rotation. And let's roll back to center and take it the other way. So bend the knee, pull the leg across your body as your chest and arm face the ceiling, and relax. This can be really good for cracking your back. Just hold it here, breathing into the stretch. And let's roll back to center. Beautiful job. We'll end here with a couple seated stretches. So meet me seated at the middle of your mat. Bring your feet together at the center, and we're going to do a butterfly stretch. Use your forearms to press your knees down into the mat and push forward through your body. Your head is facing down to your toes, really stretching out those hip flexors here. Holding for a couple more seconds. Keep pressing down on your legs and relax. We'll end with our side stretches. Place one palm on the mat, reach up and over across your body, really stretching through the sides of our core and our arm, holding here. And let's take that to the other side, reaching over opposite direction now, and we hold. Beautiful job. And relax. Hands in your lap, and we're all done for today. Great job.